The amount of fake and biased news has really increased since the Obama presidency, to the point where it's super obvious which side most news outlets are on. Today, we will be looking at some examples of how the left has taken information and cut it off in order to fit their narrative.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the page, and thank you for supporting AmericanSAS, which also stands for American Students Against Socialism. If you haven't heard of us, our page is run by young conservatives looking to have a voice in the community. With all that being said, our topic today is on fake news within the mainstream media. Ever since the Obama era, news networks have really shifted towards the size of the political world, and most news networks are now biased.
These days, you can most likely look at the caption on a news channel and tell which side they're on. Lots of the left-wing media, such as New York Times and Washington Post, has started to just do opinion articles. Titling an article as an opinion article is just another way of reporting their narrative without being accused of being unbelievably biased. Now, let's look into some examples of the left-wing media spreading fake news.
First, let's start off with the coronavirus example. When the coronavirus started to get really bad in other countries as well as the United States, CBS used footage of a hospital in Italy for a New York COVID report. Hopefully none of them are supporters for universal health care, or their hypocrisy was just exposed. Here's an example of Donald Trump exposing the fake news network for cutting off a quote he said during a coronavirus briefing.
I'd also like to ask you about some comments you made on Friday. You were talking about governors of different states, and you said, I want them to be appreciative. You also said, if they don't treat you right, I don't call. These are direct quotes, sir.
Excuse me. Ready? Take a look at what I said. I want them to be appreciative of me, okay? And then you cut it off because it's fake news.
You and of your administration,
Listen,
absolutely.
Please, let me just finish. You just said it again, and you know the answer's a lie. You know that
I could read you your full comments, sir,
let me
if
just
that
say,
would be easier.
Your statement and your response and your answer is a lie. Because here's the story. You ready? I said, I want you to be appreciative of me, and then you go on, and then I go on, and you cut it off. But it says
you said,
because
I
when
want
you're
them
not,
to be appreciative. I don't want them to say things that aren't true. I want them to be appreciative. We've done a great job. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Mike Pence, the task force. I'm talking about FEMA, the Army Corps of Engineers.
Thank you.
But then you went on to say, if they don't treat you right, I don't call. He's a different type of person.
I don't call.
Said, referring to
no,
the
I
vice
don't
president.
call. No, I don't call the governor of Washington.
Why in this time?
But Mike Pence calls, and the head of FEMA calls. I don't stop them. Did I ever ask you to do anything negative, Mike, to Washington, the state of Washington? Michigan, I love that state. That's one of my favorite places in the whole world, Michigan. And I'm so proud of what's happened with the auto industry. It's coming back to Michigan. No, I don't have to call because I'm probably better off not, because we don't get, he's a failed presidential candidate. He's a nasty person. I don't like the governor of Washington. So you know who calls? I get Mike Pence to call. I get the head of FEMA to call. I get the admiral to call. But what you didn't say, see, you started it off and you talked about, I have to be appreciated. But then, when you read the rest, it said, because if you don't appreciate, you're not respecting these incredible people, the two admirals, you're not appreciating FEMA and the Army Corps of Engineers who built 2,900 beds in 3.5 days, and you're not appreciating all of the work that's been done, and you're not appreciating these incredible people from private enterprise that are delivering things in numbers that nobody's ever seen. See, and that's why people aren't watching CNN very much anymore. That's why they don't like it. That's why your ratings are no good. Because you, even after knowing the truth for days now, you bring up the old lie. Read the rest of your question.
What do you think about that? I mean, I think it just goes to show how desperate the left-leaning news networks are to make Trump look bad. If that were Joe Biden, the news media would have been okay because Biden wouldn't have remembered what he said in the first place. But thankfully, Trump was able to expose the fake news media for cutting off his quote. Now, let's take a look at a couple other examples of fake news within the left-leaning media. Candace Owens, in this upcoming clip, exposed the left for cutting off a question she was asked to fit their narrative in order to make her to look bad. Let's roll the clip.
Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. and he purposefully he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives. By the way, I would like to also add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up to the embassy opening in Jerusalem. I sat on a plane for 18 hours to make sure that I was there. I'm deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked of me.
Yeah, so the fake news media has also been accused by many for being biased about rally crowds. At Democrat rallies, they will find a camera angle that makes it look like the building is packed, whereas at a Trump rally, they keep their cameras zoomed in on the president, not showing the thousands and thousands of people in the attendance. Same thing with the beaches right now. The fake news media has found camera angles to make it look like people are crowding the beaches in the middle of a pandemic, where in a bird's eye view, most people are spread apart pretty far. Here's another picture to display the fake news.
Man, people need to stop wearing the same outfit every day, don't they? Yeah, there are many, many more examples of the left media's fake news, but these are just a few. I love how Trump played a video at his coronavirus briefing recently showing the reality of his response, what the media won't show you. Of course, after he played all that, all the left could do was complain, being as stubborn as they are. They're all very stubborn. There are many examples of college Democrats going to right-wing rallies or tables and tearing their stuff apart, cursing people out, etc. But all we can do is gather platforms to expose them for who they actually are.
Exactly. Well, anyways, thank you all for watching today's podcast. Comment topics you would like to see us do reports on below, and everyone have a great day.
Thank you.